Welcome to another episode of Auburn Opelika's Rider Spotlight. And today we have Haiden Boyles with us. Haiden, welcome. Thanks for coming. Living here now, what do you do for occupation?
So I work at Auburn University, and so now I'm in planning, design, and construction. So
what's that entail for the university?
So planning, design, and construction, personally I'm a coordinator, and so I kind of dabble in a little bit of everything, but planning, design, and construction has architects, engineers, interior designers, and so we are the group that tears down the buildings, builds the buildings, remodels the building, anything that someone needs on campus. We either make it happen in-house or we hire someone externally to take care of the project.
What got you into cycling?
I made a trip to Europe and I was in Denmark.
How old were you at the time?
This was 2015, so I was 2021.
Okay, nice.
And so I took this trip to Denmark and I just remember being absolutely amazed at all of the bicycles and people commute, like that's how they got to work. And I'm from Ozark, people don't ride bicycles there, you know? And so watching like a dad take their kid to school on a bicycle and just hundreds of bikes come by, I was like, this is amazing. So I make it to Auburn, I moved to Auburn, and I didn't have a car for a few months, so I would borrow my friend's bike and I would commute back and forth to work. And eventually got the car back, and then I had a friend that was like, hey, you should really get into road biking. So I bought like a $200 or $300 Cannondale road bike off of eBay. I had no idea what I was doing, and it was way too small. And I had a miserable time, and I was like, cycling sucks, I hate this. I ended up buying a Trek Imonda. And so I love that bike. I still have that bike.
Nice.
And so I was really into road cycling. I had that bike 4 months and I did my first century and I was just hooked. I was like, let's go. So after that, I had a few friends, that I met through Kirk's riding groups. So Second Sunday and the Thursday and the Monday night rides.
Is that how you got connected in to the groups that you're into now? And
absolutely.
Same for me. That was my into getting to meet people too.
And a lady named Lori Hardy, she was like, hey, you should come ride with us. And so that's exactly how it happened. And I started riding with them. And I was like, these are really cool people. They're super sweet. And they just like open arms welcomed me into the cycling community. Lori also, she said, hey, I ride mountain bikes too, and I'm a coach for the local high school mountain bike team. You should come out and like try to mountain bike. Well, I don't have a bike. She says, I have a bike, come ride. So I rode, and I'm used to riding a road bike, you know, 40, 60, 100 miles. And then I got on the mountain bike and I could barely ride like 10. And I was like, I'm gonna die.
Completely different.
This is awful. And then eventually I got like a trail mountain bike, and then I am now on the cross country bike that I have now, and I'm obsessed with it.
So the next thing I wanted to touch on is what you do for camp.
So CAMP is a nonprofit organization here in Auburn. We're based here, and it stands for Central Alabama Mountain Peddlers. We build trails and we maintain trails at Chewacla State Park. We also have an MOU for Tuskegee National Forest, and when the trails over by Ogletree were open, we also had those, but they're kind of shut down right now because of construction. So we build and maintain all the trails at Chewacla, and our main goal is to bring people to Chewacla, get anybody who wants to volunteer involved in learning how to build trails, learning how to maintain them, learning about like environmental basis of building trails, and and having a community to go to and feel like, you know, you're welcome in it. And so we have a pretty decent group of people that go out every Tuesday at 5:30 and ride, and then afterwards we bring the grill out.
What's that ride called?
So it's the Tuesday night ride and grill.
Tuesday night
Yep.
grill. Okay.
Camp Tuesday night ride and grill. And so it starts at 5:30. We meet in the second parking lot at Chewacla State Park, and we ride for about an hour, hour and a half.
Your position at camp is what?
President.
President of camp. So, what are some of the needs, so people know that you guys need, whether it be volunteers, donations, with the trail building? I know John, if people don't know, and you can touch on this a little bit more, but I've had the opportunity to go out and ride some of the new trails that are being built, and it's pretty amazing. It's changed everything up out there. So
yeah, so Chewacla, the trails that are there, some of them have just gotten to the point of needing to be rerouted, right? Like, and people get tired of riding the same thing, you know, for 15 years, 12 years, however long. And so recently we rerouted part of For Pete's Sake is what it was used to be called, and now it's called Repeat, as an ode to For Pete's Sake.
Sure.
So anyway, John was like spearheaded that whole project pretty much. He's been phenomenal. He is out there all the time working on the trails. But our goal is to, get more volunteers, get more people involved. But we need donations for things like weed eaters, chainsaws, rakes, tools like shovels. We need loads of dirt, we need gravel, we need wood, we need like anything anybody wants to donate to camp to help make Chewacla State Park a place that everybody, cyclists, runners, hikers, families want to come to. We want like that donation. We want to be a part of that. We want everybody to be a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes people don't realize the amount of work it goes into just maintaining a section of trail or keeping things safe and fun to ride. And where can people find out about work days and where to donate and get more involved? Yeah,
so if you're interested in any of this, go to camp-sorba.org. So camp-sorba.org.
Okay.
And that's our webpage. We have a donation button. You can join as a member to be a part of camp, which comes with several different benefits. And then also you can find our calendar there. It has all of our rides, every single upcoming event in the park, and including trail days as well.
So let's talk a little bit about the cycling team, ACA.
Yes.
Yes. I know you're involved with that. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so ACA is Alabama Cycling Association. It's the association for interscholastic mountain biking in Alabama. And we have a local team here. It's Auburn and Lee County composite. So even if you're not in school at Auburn City Schools, you can still be on the team. I don't know how long it's been going on in Auburn, but I got involved 2 years ago as a coach. And you have anywhere from 6th graders to 12th graders that you're coaching. And it's mostly a lot of boys, but we have several girls now. We need more girls. And it's a lot of fun. So we teach them bike safety, fundamentals. We teach them how to do anything that you need to know to be able to go out and race a mountain bike, to do that. But it's not always all about racing either. If you just want to not race at all and just go out there and pedal around and ride your bike, you can do that too. Nice. But if you want to race and challenge yourself, that's also like what ACA, that part of the organization, is all about. And so, so the team will be starting back up in October, preseason, and then the actual season starts in January.
Racing now? Are you doing any racing or any adventures, or have you done anything lately that you've been out doing other than just getting out and riding? Or
so back in, March, I would say. March or April, I did the Urban Mountain Bike Race in Columbus, and it was so much fun.
I read about that. How did you like that?
Oh, I loved it. I was so nervous at first, and there were 2 ladies in my category. including me. And then the other lady pulled out, and so I was the only one. So I was like, well, I'm gonna still race it. But it was super cool. Like, they close off the entire block. You like race through the middle of the bike shop there. You're flying up on these wooden features that they've built and stuff. Like, it was super cool. And then I did another race at Oak Mountain this past year. And then upcoming, I'm gonna, even though I don't have a gravel bike, I'm gonna ride my mountain bike in the...
You can do the Deluxe Standard?
Yeah, the Standard Deluxe.
Great. That's coming up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do the Standard Deluxe, and then I'm on the fence. I may do the collegiate race that's coming up on October 5th at Chewacla State Park.
Very nice.
I love it. I love, like, sitting on the start line, getting ready, that nerve that kicks in, and then constantly talking myself down to, like, don't blow yourself up.
Yeah.
Calm down. You're gonna be fine. Just like chill out. You've got to race for 3 more hours. Like, tell your brain
it's
to shut off.
It's so easy to just take off and blow your legs up. Yeah, it's just common.
It is. And when you do that, you immediately regret it because you can't do anything else.
Back.
No, you can't.
I understand. Okay, so this is the part where we always like to talk about our guest's bike. So tell us a little bit about your bike and what we have here.
So this is the Trek Top Fuel. I think it's a 2019. And it's my baby. I will cry if anything ever happens to it. And this bike, I actually, I had been riding a trail bike, and a friend of mine was selling this, and she was like, hey, do you want to test ride it? And I test rode it, and I couldn't let it go because I had such a fun time on it. And I bought it, and here she is.
Have you changed anything on it since you got it, or have you just been pretty much running it the way?
For the most part, I've run it the way. I mean, obviously, I got new grips with the gold accent. We got the lockout going on the front and rear, and then it had the oval chainring on it, but I obviously got a new one. Added the gold chain to it, new cassette, and then I got is it the X one? I think it's the X ones. Derailleur added to it, and just servicing the shocks, making sure everything's like up to date.
Before we were getting ready for this, we were just commenting how clean it is.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Thanks.
What you have here is really unique, is your lockout and dropper is combined into one lever system.
Right.
So you can lock out your front fork and also use your dropper and have them in the same area.
Yeah.
Do you like that setup rather than having 2 separate? Is it work good for you, or is it?
I like it because it's just right there, and I have this small reach for thumb, and so it's just easier to be able to click, lock it out, climb a hill, click, drop my seat, and bomb down a hill, if I need to. So yeah, I really, really, really love the lockout. I will probably never own another bike that doesn't have lockout on it, because I'm spoiled now with it. But now I've got the Fast Track in the front, and then the Renegade in the rear.
Okay, so that combo, I've read about these tires, and they've been getting good reviews. So that combination works well for you.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love the Renegade in the rear. Now the only downfall of it is if it's really wet conditions, it's a little bit slipperier than I would like for it to be.
Sure.
But like in the turns, and like I just feel faster with these.
Do you name your bikes?
No, I thought it would be funny to name it Bikeable. But no, I mean, I'm not like the Horschels when
you know what? So I was just gonna say to you, Kevin. And Kevin always asks me when I get a bike.
What are you gonna name it?
Hey, you name your bike? I'm gonna name it Bicycle.
Yeah.
Or Bike. But yeah, that's why
I'll call it like Her. But besides that, I'm not like come on, Tina, let's go.
She.
Right. Yeah, those are her pronouns.
Perfect. Well, thanks for coming in and talking about everything. Really appreciate it. I know everybody's busy, but thanks a lot.